So, let's take a look at the daily challenge. For today we have Umbra, Melting Remnant as our clans. And the mutators are at your service, so we start with 2 additional Train Stewards and Advanced Prototype, which gives Train Stewards +5/+5, Damage Shield 2 and Multi-Strike 1. Also there is Pain Train going on, enemy units enter with Spikes 1 and Brawl, friendly and enemy units get +5 attack and +10 health, your Pyre gets +10 attack. The Brawl is not that bad with multi-striking Train Stewards with damage shield. The damage shields are gonna absorb a larger amount of damage with the Brawl, and they are gonna dish out more damage with the multi-strike. So this can be somewhat synergistic, but we'll see about that. Hi Hidden Away, welcome. Good luck on the challenge, it's a tough one. So for the scores today, let's ignore the first one because that's a bit of an outlier. 51k, not sure if legit or not, but the others are all in the realm of 46 to 47k. Which means there might be a chance for a flying boss kill or a large amount of gold, but probably not both, and not a very early flying boss kill. And most likely only on Seraph. So, the cards we are starting out with are Immortal Trait, Purifying Cleanse and Feast. Not sure what I should make of this set. Doesn't seem that great, to be honest. Although I like the Immortal Trait, I guess. It's a pretty solid card. And we are fighting the Cleanse Seraph. Let's take a look at the relic. Encased Ember and Forever Flame. I really like Forever Flame with all the Train Stewards and their buffs, as well as Umbra has a bunch of 2-cost units, so it's a bit better in Umbra, potentially. Could also enable something like Shadow Siege, so that's a possibility as well. We do not have any morsel generation beside our initial Shade Splitters, and we start out with more Train Stewards than usual, so our morsel density is very low right now. Even though we have a feast, we won't be able to use it effectively with such low morsel generation. Still that could change, but I think I want to go with the Trample Penumbra, the monstrous one. Although the Trample is obviously a bit weaker against Brawl enemies because they have a lot more HP and it's gonna be hard to trample over a couple of backliners, I still think we can make something out of the Trample ability. Enemies enter with Spikes 3. Let's see how that goes. I think I want to have some Train Stewards here on the bottom floor. And Penumbra on the next floor. The Magma Morsel can actually tank. No, if it tanks the damage, it will kill itself on the spikes. But to be honest, that's probably better than losing one. No, I kind of like the morsel in the back. This Train Steward does have multi-strike after all, so let's play another Train Steward on the top floor, mostly to take out this collector. Health seems useful. Oh, I should definitely have played this morsel in the front. I forgot. You know what? Let's play the Feast and block some damage with the drag. Let's also have a drag here on the top floor. Probably won't matter, but I don't really want to have that drag around anyways. Lifesteal on this guy should be pretty good against the boss. Yep. That's a win on the bottom floor. These buffed up train stewards definitely make this first few combats a lot easier. These Slay cards are significantly weaker with Brawl. Mind Collapse with plus 10 spell power can't kill backlines for 0 mana, so that makes Mind Collapse a lot worse. And Umbra Assault with plus 10 magic power can still kill backliners, so it's not as bad, but Space Prism is really good, especially with that amount of multi-striking Train Stewards in the deck. I could see Molded being used for Train Stewards. It can also be used for morsels. It's just a very good and flexible card. I think I'm gonna pick up one, just in case. It will almost always be useful. Still we have next to no morsel generation, which kind of makes me not want to go to the Umbra banner. Although obviously morsels are pretty solid with Brawl. After all, they hit for at least 5 and can more easily block attacks. So we are kind of incentivized to go with a Gorge build, or at least use morsels in some way. Let's take a look at the Umbra units here. Crucible Collector or Crucible Warden. The Damage Shield is obviously a lot stronger with Brawler being around, but it's also weaker with Pain Train. I think the Pain Train makes a big difference here. The question is, do we need a kind of frontline tank that requires backline space for morsels when we don't really have that many morsels? Hi Nightbreeze, welcome. Honestly, I'm not too happy about these units. Let's just skip and upgrade some Train Stewards instead. Let's make a powerful Train Steward here. They can be a backliner. And let's make another one with extra health to be a frontliner. Let's also purge a Purifying Cleanse maybe. Or maybe one of these 6 Train Stewards. I mean, we do like them, but we don't like having 6 of them. So let's purge one. Mark of Invasion. That's painful. With spikes and brawl, that's pretty horrible. But we should have the tools to deal with those. I mean, just Penumbra alone can deal with them, as long as Penumbra stays alive. I mean, Penumbra almost dies to them, but we can rectify that with a simple immortal trade. With a damage shield, although the damage shield would be better used on a Train Steward, I guess. This Train Steward will take 10, 20... No, this will block. It will take 16, and then another 3. a drag up here, make sure we get the conduit infiltrator as well. We want a train sword in the front here. Train sword here to get a collector. And maybe just have this train sword heal up. We'll have Ember Drain 3 next turn, but that's not a problem, because almost all of our cards are free. And we have our frontline train sword with the extra health. So this floor is pretty strong and should most likely be able to take down the boss. And indeed it is. So the early game is pretty well set here. If we take the Umbra Assault, which I wouldn't be totally against, we definitely need to go to the Merchant of Magic and upgrade it with some magic power pretty much immediately. The making of a morsel I think isn't good enough right now. We currently do not really have a good strategy yet. Ember Drain would be nice because almost all of our deck is 0 cost right now. I think I'm gonna take an Umbra Assault. Molten Encasement. Can be nice defensively, but it requires capacity. I think I'll take the Gripfall over it. Gripfall is just such a good card in the daily challenges. And we can do something like overstacking a bunch of train swords on the same floor. Let's go to the merchant. Let's take a look. We do have plus 10 magic power, double stack is also an option. Legion of Wax. I mean, that has some nice synergies with Brawl. It's a solid card. Can carry us well into the late game. And we have a Merchant of Steel after Daedalus. Yeah. Seems like a solid pick. Let's upgrade the Umbra Assault with extra damage and cost reduction, and I think we wanna double stack an Immortal Trade to have some additional healing power. Yeah, that's a problem with the Legion of Wax. It's not a great flying killer. That's why I was a little bit hesitant to take it. Rare draft picks. This is interesting. Rare draft picks. What would be amazing? Let's take a look at the logbook for a second. So we have the option of Hellhound rare. Rage would be okay, but yeah, Rage would be actually quite solid. Dark Deal, Spike. Spike less so. Dark Dealer definitely though. Other than that, maybe the Range Brute. Maybe One Horn Storm. Not so sure about One Horn Storm in this one. Stygian Guards. Not that much into it. It's just a bit too far removed from what we're currently doing. And obviously Awoken has Awoken's Rail Spike. Channel Song would be amazing. Wildwood Tome would be pretty okay. Cycle of Life could be a thing. I think Awoken offers us the most interesting options. And I think I like Channel Song the most. It's very, very strong with these Train Stewards, and it's obviously very strong with the Legion of Wax. If that ever happens. It's just bad with the Drex. But we can remove these, so won't be that big of a problem later on. Channel Song is a very, very powerful card in general, if you have a deck that works with it. Usually the main problem of Channel Song is the fact that you don't want to draw Train Stewards with it, but that's definitely not a problem this time. Not sure what to do with the Legion of Wax in this specific scenario. This is so much damage from the single Train Steward. 135 damage. Could just send that one at Daedalus. But to be entirely honest, I doubt we'll get a flying kill against Daedalus. We only have 5 turns of flying combat against him, so that's pretty hard to do. The Legion of Wax here will take 20, will split, the other ones will have 14, so the small ones will survive and will hit this clergyman twice but not kill the backline ones. I think we still want that. Train Steward can be on the second floor. That also gives us the option to descend Daedalus to this floor. In a later turn. That's something we're interested in. I think we Space Prism on this floor. Maybe not. Bottom floor might be better. Let's Shade Splitter. Yeah, that won't survive. Let's prevent some damage with the drag. Phew. It's a lot of damage coming in. 23. So this Train Steward dies no matter what. But we kill this floor, so that's fine at least. No space for all these Train Stewards. That's also a problem with the Legion. I am interested in using these immortal traits. That will make us unable to use Ripfall. Which maybe we don't need as much. Although these immortal traits will be gone pretty soon on the multi-striking Train Stewards. And the Legion units, the twins here, don't really have enough health to make use of lifesteal very well. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, let's keep those. No play those. On Umbra Salt, that should definitely be played. This can tank 15 damage. Can we play the Legion? We can't, huh? Well, we can. And I think that's worth. This is dealing 10, but it's also dealing, and we are also taking another 1 on the morsel from hitting Daedalus. Could make this guy survive a bit longer, but that's not really something I want to do. I don't really benefit a lot from that. I still want to keep the dripfall option open. Although there's not really much use for dripfall at this point. Let's start lifestealing. I do want this slot here on the bottom open for another train steward. Which we don't even need. We did do a bunch of damage to Daedalus. Maybe if we focused a bit more on hitting him, that could have gone well. Bounty Stalker. Also Sacrificial Resurrection. These two cards are both great. Bounty Stalker benefits a lot from Forever Flame. I think Bounty Stalker is the single best card to get flying kills with. So even though we don't really have the support for him yet, it's not that hard to find the support for him, to be honest. I think currently we need capacity the most. Or rather we benefit from capacity the most. Card draw would be nice, but and we need unit upgrades right now. The sooner we can get the unit upgrades on Bounty Stalker, the better. Do we want anything? No, let's just reroll. Quick. I'm not sure if the Legion of Wax still has a place with the Bounty Stalker being in the deck. Probably not. Yeah, I kinda want the Legion of Wax gone now. I'm glad we didn't invest into it yet. Because Bounty Stalker just does a better job of being a build around unit. Heaven Seal. That's a little bit scary, but these guys only have 35 health, so they're not gonna be healed all that much. Well, 45 with Brawl, but still. Although Penumbra is not enough to get the kill on these, I think we want Penumbra in a supporting role on a higher floor. Having the Molden in the first hand is not exactly ideal. Because that means it will take a long time until we can reform Bounty Stalker. I do want Bounty Stalker to attack before he dies. Maybe I don't even want him to die just yet, because I can't reform him for at least 2 more turns anyway. There are a few ways to achieve that. Also, I need to keep in mind that these tracks are still enough to kill the collectors on this and the next ring, but not on ring 7. Yeah, let's keep the Bounty Stalker alive for just a little bit longer. It will provide very valuable damage. I do want the bottom floor to have the multi-striking train steward, well, the one with higher multi-strike. 60 damage, still a little bit short. 69 would still be short. And he's gonna heal up anyways. This morsel would die unless we put Immortal Trade onto it. I mean, that's not the worst idea. That's a pretty good draw. I guess now is a good time for the Bounty Stalker to die. Because next turn I could draw the Molded, and when I draw into the Molded I really want Bounty Stalker to be dead. We did not draw into the Molded just yet. I think what we want to do now is set up the bottom floor against the boss, which means we descend the Penumbra. Molded will only cost 1 Ember, so I can Immortal Trade without compromising my chances to get the Bounty Stalker back. I think I'm gonna stack it on the front line. And that looks to be the right play. Bounty Stalker will burn out if we place him on a higher floor before this fight finishes. So we got another death in there. So now he's actually dealing a decent amount of damage already. Split Anvil. Doesn't really have a place in this deck right now. And it's unlikely to ever be good. But it has such high potential usually that I need to think about whether or not to skip this. I think it's a skip. I think it is. Prison Retrieval, Excavation Eruption, Cannibalize. Cannibalize seems pretty solid. Is it though? We can kill our Bounty Stalker with it, yes. But that's about it. We don't really need that many morsels. Prism Retrieval. It's the worst channel song, but it's not bad. I actually kind of like Prism Retrieval in this deck. A worst channel song is still a pretty solid card here. Votivary. Crushing Demise. I think I skip here. I would like unit upgrades. Find the missing Wickstone or Endless on a Bounty Stalker. But maybe we can take it slow. Tube and removal is very tempting. But I think I want to look for the missing upgrades here, because I do want to go to the left on the next floor, so we will be missing out on that specific shop. Honestly, I kind of want to look for the upgrades first, and mostly I'm looking for a Wickstone, but I would take Endless, so I should keep the gold. There's our Wickstone. Do I want to start upgrading another train steward? Well, this is already partially upgraded, so let's finish this off. And I think the other two I would probably purchase at this point. Consumable cards. Space Prism could be in the Umbra pool. That's pretty much the only thing that interests me. Prismal Dust. That's not terrible, but I don't think I want it. I think we'll skip. Crystal Cloak. Also Mark of Invasion. We should be fine with the Mark of Invasion because our Penumbra can single-handedly stop all of these. Crystal Cloak is a different matter. I mean, the normal train stewards, they just take up too much capacity for what they offer. The upgraded ones are definitely good, and it's not a priority to purge them at all. I am happy to keep them around for a little bit longer, but in the end they will not be powerful enough, I think. Let's think about this. Penumbra takes 24 from these guys, we'll take another 32 from these guys, so he will still be alive, and by that time we should have found Immortal Trade. So if we kill this wave, that might be the best course of action to take. If we draw Channel Song or Molden next hand, this is bad. But other than that, should be a fine move. Clipped Guardian. Let's increase the capacity here so we can actually fit units on the top floor as well. Actually, we are Ember Drain for 2 turns. Ember Drain down to 0 for 2 turns. I should probably not have played the lifesteal and just use these drags to block the damage instead. Um, 105 damage. It's a bit much. Health, that's a bit much. We need to have some defense against that. And by defense I mean we need to deal some damage to them. 18 damage, so we can't have our Morsos tank that. Please let Molded be on the bottom of the deck. Damn. Ouch. That's painful. This is not bad. Allows us to be a bit more flexible in the next turn. This is a problem. This train steward will just die. Let's heal it up so it might block a few more hits than it would otherwise be capable of. And I think I need my Ember next turn. Now, I wish I hadn't healed it up. Bounty Stalker needs to go on the top. I also played all my Stewards already. Might as well burn out the Channel Song. Stealth is very spooky. Can we do something like Descent Bounty Stalker here though? If we heal up this guy, and it doesn't even change the math because this guy has 19 attack. So he will one-shot the Train Steward, then he will one-shot the damage shield. The Train Steward will survive with 4 health. And then the final attack will kill the Train Steward and the stealth will wear off. Wait, did I just... did I play the Driftfall and the Crystal Cloak? Why? That's just wrong. Oh man. I needed a Driftfall for Penumbra. I forgot that my Descent card and my Daze card are one and the same. Also, I think I made a mistake last time. I should probably set up the second floor first. And only later set up the bottom floor. That should work out a lot better. And I should prevent the damage to Penumbra whenever I can. So I don't need to play Lifesteal and Immortal Trade early. Yeah, I think that's much better. I do kind of want to leave a Train Steward in the deck. Just so I have something to draw with my Channel Song and Prism Retrieval. The lifesteal is solid, but not on the Bounty Stalker. Do have enough power to kill everyone here. Nothing to get back with the prism retrieval here. I think we still focus on the second floor against the boss. And this is the time to start the immortal trades. Let's burn the prism retrieval. We can bring back the bounty stalker, so he can tank some hits from the crystal cloak. Can also gain back some amber if we want to. Damage shield will be nice. And I think we wanna descend our Penumbra now. So let's think about this. 7 plus 19 is exact lethal against the trained steward, which is unfortunate. I think I want to prevent that by using the magma morsel. So the 7 hits the magma morsel, the 19 hits the magma morsel, then a bounty hunter kills this one. So the crystal cloak needs 2 more attacks against the trained steward. But by then the bounty stalker will have burnt out. So the crystal cloak goes to the next floor with 5 stealth. With 5 stealth, he would need... This guy will have damage shield 1, so he will need 3 attacks to kill him. And then another 2 attacks to kill the trained steward, so he will start fighting the Penumbra with 0 stealth left. And that's pretty good. That should give us the win. Yep. Just barely does. Ember Forge, Umbra Stone, Ember Cache. Umbra Stone on the Bounty Stalker would be nice if it were enhanced with Trample instead of Apply Trample, but like this it's just a one-time use, which is not very appealing. Ember Cache, we don't really need a high amount of Ember, we only have 1 payout for it, which is Prism Retrieval, but we can sometimes make an easier Immortal trade with it. I don't think that's worth. Resin removal, intent on death, and remnant host. I mean, while resin removal is decent against the spikes, intent on death just allows us to scale our bounty stalker much quicker. And here we definitely want the unit upgrades, we want the artifact, we want the removal. Cleansing water. Cleansing water is nice. Sometimes it removes the spikes from the enemies. Not that impactful, but still very solid. Molded needs to be 0 cost. I absolutely need to be able to play it if we are Ember drained. We don't need consume removal here. Same goes for Dripfall, by the way. And Permafrost on the intent on death is not actually bad, because right now we don't have holdover on the molded or anything. Oh, we could Permafrost the molded instead. Yeah, we'll be able to play the intent on death on most turns, but the molded not so much. This means I can't Permafrost the... I can't hold over the molded, but that should be fine. Immortal trade was another consideration, but I think Immortal trade we can just skip on the first cycle, and then in the second cycle of our deck we'll just play it, because by that time it shouldn't bother us anymore. Where does Penumbra go? On the top floor, maybe? No, probably on the second floor. We do want to have the chance to descend Penumbra onto the bottom floor. Is that something we can place here? No, it will just die. Unless we play a drag in front of it. Yeah, that actually works. Drag takes both hits from the Alabaster Guardian. And Feast is useless as usual. Let's bring back the bounty. I think this guy needs to die. Having lifesteal on Penumbra is very good here. This guy will block 20 damage. I think that's pretty solid. And we do have 2 more Train Stewards for our Channel Song to hit. Let's upgrade the Bounty Stalker. Play these Shade Splitters. What's left in our deck that actually costs Ember? Channel Song? Yeah, I kinda wanna play the Channel Song. Then again, with 2 Rubble Morsels I still can. I still can. So maybe we start the Immortal trade on this Train Steward, which is gonna be our tank against Fel. And this is gonna be our damage against Fel. And Penumbra helps. This can be consumed without problems, and these cards are now pretty much useless. Let's move Fel down to this floor. Do we need any Ember anymore? Not really. No. No, we don't need any Ember. We can just Ember drain as much as we want. We need to take out this guy though, otherwise... Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to apply some lifesteal to this guy, but maybe the small, non-double stacked version is better. We didn't draw that one though, and this is a pretty good opportunity to heal up. Our Bounty Stalker is now a bit too tanky, sadly. Too slow to burn out. Again, no flying kill, but a very solid early bottom floor kill here. I know this is necessary, but I kinda wanna get that get that extra damage down there. Just for fun. Witless Recruitment, Shroud Mitosis, Sacrificial Resurrection. Hustle Sword, Merchant of Steel, Forgotten Boons versus... Yeah, we're definitely going to the left here. And then we're going to the right to dupe our Bounty Stalker. So we'll have 2 more removals. Merchant of Trinket, the Merchant of Steel. The 2 more removals could go on Purifying Cleanse and Feast. both purifying cleanses. I can also buy removal for Feast. Drag also wants a removal. Maybe I don't need Sacrificial Resurrections in this deck. The Shade Splitters are also still in the deck. Sacrificial Resurrection could improve our draw quite a bit. And the other two cards are not really necessary. Easy draw this time. We do have the capacity we need. And we are not Ember starved at all. Let's look at the cards. Yeah. Not interested in that. We're not taking damage, so we don't need healing and we don't need Pyro Attack. Commemorative Spike, Melting Spout, Concussive Coals. The coals are okay. They are pretty decent. Commemorative Spike is a no-go, because that means we can't play Penumbra on the first turn, because we don't have the capacity, because Morsel Miner is taking up one of them. Maybe I should just reroll. Oh dear. These are not better at all. Yeah, these are kind of worse. Let's remove the final drag and the purifying cleanse. Upgrade our champion, and I'm thinking about another removal here. I think we should buy it. Get the final purifying cleanse out of the deck as well. That's probably it for removals. Numbers, enemy units, and always spikes 5, okay. Cleansing water will help a lot here. This kills the front line. This kills the back line. And you can tank the damage for now. Penumbra goes on the second floor, so we can later dripfall the Penumbra down to the bottom floor. Let's fish for a unit here. Let's also bring back Bounty Stalker. For the time being we want to use him on this bottom floor. I don't want to dripfall just yet. I definitely want to kill the Collector. I wouldn't mind keeping this Train Steward in the deck, so we can also pull it with Prism Retrieval and give it another buff. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's daze you so we save some health on the Train Steward there. Capacity increase on the bottom floor, so we can have some morsels down there as well. 5 plus 13. Well, if we put a morsel here in front, the Bounty Stalker will actually kill the Steel Wings. And this Drain Steward will be important on the bottom floor later. Do we need any more Ember? I think we're done with spending Ember. So we can Immortal Trade you. So you can start healing up and act as a tank for now. Right, at least we have the Zacharias, so we're still fine. 55 times 2. So that's 110, 170. Yeah, that's the kill. Now Bounty Stalker no longer needs to help with the bottom floor. The bottom floor can take care of themselves. And I don't think Umbra Assault is needed anymore. So let's turn all of that into a draft. We can block some damage with the draft here. And it's time for Penumbra to descend. Give you more lifesteal. You have enough health and damage to be our lifesteal tank. We're guaranteed draw into Molder next turn. So we can kill that guy with the Bounty Stalker, but it's not really necessary. We can just report him down to the bottom floor. Let's bring back the Bounty. Play and intent on death. And we should have an easy kill here. Yep. Might as well remove these trash cards. Not that it matters anymore because the fight is over, but it feels satisfying to do. Void Binding. I mean, it's pretty low downside. The only downside is that it actually costs Ember and we can't cost reduce it anymore. Maybe that's enough of a downside. Old Void Binding, the 0 cost one, I would have taken that immediately. No hesitation. But I don't think I want it when it costs 1. Stack is very much 0 cost deck. It depends a bit on what relics we get, whether or not we can get a flying kill here. These relics obviously are not gonna help. These are much more interesting. I think I want the Mind Checks. The Refined Void would also be good, but I don't think we really need it. We don't really have units left to upgrade. The Train Stewards. I don't think these Train Stewards matter. Now with Flicker Slicker, I wish I had a little bit more spells that actually cost some Ember. 12 HP off, that's very sad. Okay, let's see what we can do. This one kills the front line and one of the back lines, then the Train Steward, actually. Let's play Prism Retrieval first, so we can get a bigger Train Steward. This is the tanky one. That's 300 damage against Seraph right now. This is obviously a bit of a problem. We definitely bring back a Bounty Stalker. These are the same, huh? Makes sense. I've just duped them after all. Now the question is, do we need Bounty Stalker to deal with those guys, or can we put Bounty Stalker here? Probably the best spot is behind Penumbra right now. Extra for next turn can be helpful. If I drip fall one of these guys, then we are only taking 37, so the train steward will survive. But we'll be getting Ember drained on top of the Immortal Tray for one from this guy. But we only need one Ember anyway to play the channel songs, and we get that from the Rubble Morsel, so that's actually fine. I guess I should go on the bottom floor. Alright, that guy also got Ember drained. Well, we didn't draw the channel song anyways. Also, there's no units left in the deck, so I kind of wanna have this multi-striking train steward. Available. I think we need the lifesteal on Penumbra, but then I can play the channel song next turn. This is another 28 damage. Penumbra can take another 28. Intent on death and no way to use it. Also, I forgot about the Ember Drain from the Pyre Wings, so we were never gonna play the channel song this turn. Doesn't look too great for a flying kill right now. But here comes the real damage output. We'll get back a Bounty Stalker. Play down this middle floor. Descend Seraph. Our bottom floor is crumbling. Can we save this guy? The draft will have 15 health, so he will block these two hits. No, no way. This is not the right turn for Dripfall. But we no longer need Ember, so we can Immortal trade the Penumbra at least. If we Dripfall this guy, we'll be able to kill everyone here. And then the Bounty Stalker can kill these guys. Uh-oh. Can move this guy out of the way. Hit Seraph with the bounty. Let's also bring out the draft here on the bottom floor. Help a little bit with these units. And that's the final wave. We didn't manage to do it. And in fact, well, we have an easy bottom floor kill at least, thanks to the Dripfall. I just wanna put some morsels here and then Dripfall the champ. Yeah, I thought I was gonna draw the molded a lot more often than I did for some reason, but it was a bit unlucky. Oftentimes I drew the molded and immediately drew into the next deck, so we got one molded in 2 cycles of the deck instead of having 2 moldeds in 2 cycles. So we had fewer molded available than expected. But it was a very clean run. We got all bottom floor kills, all flawless, and kept a bunch of gold. So we are still in a pretty good spot. Could have kept more gold. I didn't need to buy mind checks for a bottom floor kill, but I thought I would be able to get a flying kill off, but a single molded in the deck is just not quite enough. Not without holdover. So let's see where we are placed. On rank 11, just short of the first page. Still pretty good. Dear sweet comrade, let me guess, what you very intent on death? No, not this time. Gifts for a guard. Gorge Penumbra with 2 points of trample mixed in. Some upgraded train steward, consume removal, excavated ember, ember cache. The 9-turn boss rush. Let me think how this deck worked. I see it. So after you played your units, double draw, so you had gifts for a guard. These 2 went away as well. Mind Collapse, Immortal Trade, and Ember Cache. These were your card. This was your hand. Maybe another card as well. You play that out, no problem. And then you play Ember Cache. You play Mind Collapse. Wait, how do you get Mind Collapse out of your hand afterwards? Oh no, you build up. No, you can't build up infinite Ember, or also Sketches of Salvation to get all these Train Stewards out. You can't build up infinite Ember, you can't build up infinite magic power on the Mind Collapse because you can't discard it. And you can't play it, otherwise it will consume because of the Gifts for a God. So what do you do with all that Ember? I mean, if you have Ember Cache, you play it, you have 3 excavated Embers, and then Mind Collapse and draw it again. Alright, you don't need to hit the Mind Collapse with the Gifts for a God. You can just play the Mind Collapse over and over again. Or I guess you could... No, Prism Retrieval doesn't work. Because you will have the Train Steward in your hand. You will draw it with the Ember Cache. With the excavated Embers. So you can't Prism Retrieval the Train Steward, and there's no way to discard it. But yeah. I'm pretty... You don't scale Mind Collapse, because Gifts for a God, if you hit Mind Collapse with Gifts for a God, then it will consume when you play it, and you can't hit it again. And you can only get 99 Ember, so Mind Collapse will deal at most 300 damage by base, 297 plus 20 plus another 20, that's not enough. So yeah, Rock Bogglesworth had it correctly. You build up a hand of a lot of excavated Embers, and then you play Mind Collapse, draw it again, and draw more Embers with the Gifts for a God. Every time you play Gifts for a God, you get the 3 Embers you generated with the last Ember Cache, and then you draw back into the Ember Cache and the Mind Collapse with these 3 Embers and the Gifts for a God. And then you play the Gifts for a God again, play the Ember Cache again, play the Mind Collapse again, play the 3 Embers, draw Gifts for a God, Ember Cache, Mind Collapse. You can repeat that over and over again, and every time you deal about 35 damage. So you kill the Seraph with 35 damage hits over basically infinite amount of 35 damage hit. That's pretty impressive. Also, I think we have a cheetah right there. Because this deck doesn't work.